take a look at the tail of the tape between these 255-pounders. 3 years older is OAM, 1 inch taller. Everything else close to the same. Marcin Held representing Poland. Olivier Aubin-Mercier, French-Canadian. Lillian Garcia starts them off inside the Smart Cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue the action in the lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a jiu-jitsu practitioner. Standing at 5'10", he officially weighs in at 155 1/2 pounds. In 16 professional fights, he has a record of 11 wins and 5 losses, with 9 victories by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, here is the Canadian gangster, Olivier Aubin-Mercier. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he is also a jiu-jitsu practitioner. Standing at 5'9", he officially weighs in 155 1/2 pounds. In 34 professional fights, this veteran has an impressive record of 27 victories and 7 losses, with 18 wins by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Tychy, Poland, here is Marcin Held. Your referee in charge, Gasper Oliver.
Gasper Oliver equipped with our ref cam. Should the action dictate it, we might take you inside the PFL Smart Cage for an up-close and personal look. OAM in the black and gray Valet Tudos. Marcin Held in the red and black trunks. Touch of the gloves. Aubin-Mercier in the southpaw stance.
And Marcin Held said that was a little bit of a concern for him. He doesn't love fighting southpaws, and but he did say he had one in the gym to help him prepare, and OAM bringing the pressure right now.
OAM slugging his way into that clinch to see if he can take advantage of this situation, use that judo.
Single leg attempt here from Marcin Held.
Sean, you and I both recognize the bursa on the left elbow of Mercier is a giant bubble there.
Yeah.
I've been in that situation going into the Lesnar fight. And sometimes it happens that bursa in that elbow just gets irritated and fired up and swollen.
Yes, I've had one as well, and then it got infected. You got to be careful with that as well. So, yeah, those are not fun.
It's a sign he had a good camp.
That's right, exactly.
Held in on that single, trying to find a way to pull him off the fence and run the pipe and put him on his back.
Marcin Held hanging on to 3 points from his decision victory in his bout against Nathan Schultz. OAM, he needs a finish because he comes in, he wasn't able to report to his first fight, so he's -1 in the standings for now. Held paws out the jab. Ooh. Big left hand there from OAM, dips the head and rips that left hand. Body kick there from Marcin Held.
It definitely feels like the southpaw style is throwing Held off. We're not seeing the combinations and the setups that we saw against Nathan Schultz.
If you don't have a lot of southpaws to go against the camp, as you guys know, it can be really problematic.
Yeah, absolutely, and it looks like he's in range with that left hand repeatedly of OAM. There's that big kick. And Marcin looking for a clinch, and sometimes you'll see him, when he gets in on this leg, he sometimes will drop for a leg lock attempt from this position, so don't be surprised if you see it. If he's not successful with that single leg takedown, he might just drop to his guard and attack that leg.
Well, if the southpaw stance isn't problem enough, the freakish size and strength of Olivier Aubin-Mercier can't make things any easier for the experienced Polish fighter Marcin Held. Brief clash there, but nothing really landed. Swinging away is Aubin-Mercier.
A little cut and Held. You can see a little blood on his forehead. Might be coming out of that hairline. And got caught with a pretty good shot, probably was straight left.
And Aubin-Mercier finding some good success attacking the body of Marcin Held, and those will pay dividends and slow a fighter down.
Now OAM pressing Marcin Held up against the smart cage. Goes to work with the knee on the leg. Negates that toss attempt there from Marcin Held. Sends another knee up top. One minute remains here in round number one. Still 6 points on the line. If either of these men can get a finish. Loic Rajabov watching with great interest now as he holds 6 points in the standings.
Mercier with the inside position, double underhooks, but unable to get the hip position and put Held on the ground.
Held attempting that toss again, unable to complete any offensive grappling here so far in round number one. Lost mouthpiece for a quick timeout. Gasper Oliver puts it back. Right back to action for the final 30 seconds of round one.
Oh, big right hand!
Huge overhand right. Aubin-Mercier goes to work from the top, pounding away. Marcin Held hanging on to survive.
Big right hand. He shifted his stance and caught Marcin. He's got 5 seconds to try to get a finish, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Marcin Held will see round two, maybe just barely.
There you see his switch leads and throws that overhand right, catches Held right on the chin and puts him on his back. Comes down with a ground and pound, trying to find a way to finish. Held getting his arms and feet into the fight and saving himself.
And I tell you what, you know, that beautiful right hand there, you see the shift of the stance which threw Held off. And he landed another nice right hand, but then Marcin able to tie him up and get some frames a little bit with his legs. And just getting his arms on the inside and held onto that head, and that's why he survived. And I tell you what, when Marcin went back to his corner, seemed like he was hurt.
Yeah, he was still wobbling for sure.
Loic Rajabov enjoying a treat backstage and wondering what's going to happen in this one. It's one more reason why that southpaw stance you're not accustomed to seeing presents a problem, because that switch leads, that step through, it comes from a different angle now.
Absolutely.
And now Held comes out aggressive. He wobbled a bit going back to his corner. Fighter performance rating 92-41, close to a finish there from OAM. He's rewarded in the FPR, and he's still swinging away. Interesting little right hand there from Marcin Held. An overcut. Hook straight lands there for OAM. There's our Cronus fight tracker. A lot of this fight taking place on the outer edge of the cage. Swinging away now towards the middle. These two lightweights looking for points.
And OAM just using all of the southpaw tricks, that right check hook, that straight left hand, and that big left roundhouse kick. He's finding all of those with great success here against Marcin Held.
And he's able to do that because he's keeping that lead leg just outside of Held's lead leg.
Exactly.
That puts him right in the pipe, right down the pipe.
Some good awareness here from OAM strategically. He knows the real sports format of the Professional Fighters League, regular season playoffs and a championship. He also knows he missed his first fight, which means he's -1 point. He needs a finish if he wants to get into these playoffs. So he's been fighting very aggressively. Now it slows down a little bit. Marcin Held might see that to his advantage.
The impressive takedown defense by Mercier. He does a great job of keeping his hips out of trouble. Scrambles well.
similar to Rory McDonald, who we'll see fight in next week's card. You know, OAM's a Canadian. He had to find new places to train during the pandemic. All the lockdowns were so restrictive up north that he had to go to Puerto Rico. He had to come to the United States to get training camps in. Successfully did so. And you can see he's in great shape and he's been ready to go.
Marcin still holding on to that single leg, trying to do something with it. I'm surprised he hasn't dropped down to try to attack the leg, but being up against the cage, they're not in the best of positions to do so.
Another attempt at that switch lead right hand there from OAM. This time, Held sniffed it out.
Yeah, it looks like OAM has just been keeping Marcin Held off balance this whole time. And like Randy said, he's doing a great job of foot positioning, just keeping that right foot on the outside of the lead leg of Marcin Held. And he's landing all of his big weapons like he is right now.
There's another combination from OAM, and he falls into a clinch. I've been in this position before, Kenny. It's one of the downsides of constant forward pressure. You run into the cage, and even when you're landing, you rob yourself of that space. You end up in a clinch when maybe it'd be better to keep the space and keep throwing.
Yeah, it's tough, you know, especially when you're kind of doing a blitz style combination. You know, your momentum carries you forward, and again, with this grappling background, a lot of times it's just a natural instinct, grab them, you know. But there's a takedown.
He's able to reap the legs out there, and now OAM on top of Marcin Held. Some body shots here from the left hand of OAM. 1 minute remaining here. There's a look at our PFL's revolutionary technology, the Ghost Cam. Just removing the cage so it doesn't block your view.
Now OAM trying to move into half guard. Keeping good position, keeping Marcin pinned to the mat, but Marcin still dangerous here.
Marcin's looking, he's fishing with that right hand, looking for that thigh of Mercier. He wants to try and pull himself through.
Looked like OAM was trying to feed.
He's trying to feed that right hand through
Yeah.
and hook that leg. Get his center of gravity high enough, he can pull himself through there and attack those legs.
Olivier Aubin-Mercier looking to finish round 2 on top here. And round 3 when we return. There is two-time lightweight champion Natan Schultz in a win-or-go-home scenario coming up here in a couple of fights on ESPN+. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Kenny Florian heading into the 3rd round here between Olivier Aubin-Mercier and Marcin Held. OAM needs a finish desperately. Marcin Held, he could also give himself a playoff spot if he can get a finish here in round number 3.
That's good.
OAM in the black and gray trunks. Marcin Held in the red.
Held with a 3rd round finish would guarantee himself a playoff spot. AOM, even with a finish in this 3rd round, I don't think that's going to guarantee him a spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's pretty much out because of the way the math works out, but he's still looking for that 2nd check. You saw in the fighter performance rating, he is on top according to the FPR algorithm, and the aggression continues from both of these gentlemen. Marcin Held showing some urgency here in round number 3.
Held showing a lot of heart here, and OAM has just been very slick. He really hasn't taken a whole lot of damage from Held, but he's landed a decent amount. This is a much improved striker.
OAM uses his movement to escape the cage there, circles back to the center. Left hand keeps coming. Nice right hand over the top, and then a shovel uppercut. Once again from the right hand of OAM, finding some creative ways to find the chin and temple on Marcin Held.
I tell you what, Marcin Held has a heck of a chin. Ate a lot of shots against Schultz. He's eating a lot of shots here and surviving. Now attacking that leg. This could be
he's close.
an inside heel. This is very tight. This could be a problem if he can get that heel, guys. He's trying to get a hold of that heel. He's trying to go belly down. Not able to do it. OAM has to escape that knee line. He's hoping in a much better position. There he is. He's going to escape. Now his knee has escaped.
Nice work by OAM to extend the leg and then peel it back, get it out of trouble.
That was close, though.
3 minutes remain here for Marcin Held to try and make something happen.
Mercier doing a good job with that free leg, getting it right on the spot, creating some distance, sliding that trap leg out. Held got his Christmas goose early in that one.
There's Clay Collard right now, also 6 points for Clay Collard. Spinning back fist attempt there from Marcin Held. Collard fighting later tonight on ESPN2 and Plus. Inside leg kick attempt there from Marcin Held, checked. Round 3 halfway gone, 2.5 minutes left. Held dives down to the low leg. OAM steps out of it. Another shovel uppercut.
Yeah, that's a pretty shot. He's been landing that a few times here against Marcin Held.
That's a home run swing, in my opinion. It's a risky technique to throw,
to lead
but,
with it.
but when it lands, goodness gracious, it can be devastating.
Absolutely.
Randy, we've seen a really well-rounded display of mixed martial arts here from OAM. Jiu-jitsu defense on display once again here. Trying to get his leg out. Marcin Held doing a great job of keeping it for now.
Yeah.
Mercier getting warned for grabbing the fence. He used the fence a little bit to slide his leg out of there. A little desperation and Held now. He's throwing it all out here.
Sure is. Marcin's an absolute warrior. Might have got caught with a check right hook there again from OAM.
Spinning back fist attempt for the second time from Held. Blocked by OAM. And there comes that left hand again.
Marcin is just looking exhausted out there.
Randy, you know this better than anyone. His work against the cage, shifting from grappling back to striking, back to grappling, that's as grueling as it gets.
It absolutely is. It's a space where there is no rest position. You're constantly flexing those muscles, fighting for those little bitty positions, those little nooks and crannies on the body to keep them there or to keep yourself upright.
Jasper Oliver with 40 seconds remaining steps in for a break. Resets the action here. Held stalking, trying to walk Olivier Aubin-Mercier down, make something happen. Very late in the game here for Held. High kick attempt there, blocked. Body kick there from Held, that landed. Check hook again lands. 10 seconds. A flurry to end things. Olivier Aubin-Mercier and Marcin Held, 3 great rounds at 155 pounds. OAM tired. Marcin Held exhausted. OAM. He hasn't fought in 2 years. He feels like he's done enough to win. There's our Cageonomics stats bundle presented by Geico. More active in the strikes for Marcin Held. Higher percentage landed by OAM.
You see that left hand coming straight down the pike from the southpaw Mercier. He set that up a bunch of times. And that center here held, rolling to the leg, trying to isolate that single leg.
That's a rich
to isolate that heel for the heel hook. Again, straight left, right hook, followed up with that shovel hook, or the shovel uppercut. He landed that a few times in this fight.
Beautiful work by the cameraman on those rich energy replays. Nice combinations by OAM, good wrestling against the cage, and of course, excellent submission defense. Will it be enough? According to Fighter Performance Rating, yes. Strong performances from OAM on the FPR. FPR says OAM won. Randy thinks that OAM won. Kenny agrees. What will the judges say? Lillian Garcia lets us know.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored the bout 30-27. For your winner, by unanimous decision, and earning 3 points in the lightweight division, Olivier Aubin-Mercier!
OAM with his first MMA victory in a couple of years. That's why he's so emotional.